My name is Steph. I'm from Germany. I completed my bachelor in computer science at the University of Würzburg a year ago about. And I'm currently on an internship at CoiLib at Egerton University in Kenya. A big part of why I came here is not only the internship, but just the fact that it's in Kenya, right? Before, I went to Japan for a year, and in the process discovered great joy in exploring and learning about new cultures. So, big part of the reason why I came to Kenya was I asked myself, where is it as different from what I know as possible? And I applied for 2 internships actually. My first priority was Kenya. My second was Nicaragua in South America. So, experiencing the culture here is very interesting, I think. It's also, I don't just want to take a vacation here, right, where I'm in a hotel and probably only interact with other tourists. I actually want to interact with people who live here. And I got to do that mostly at CoiLib. Outside of CoiLib, I didn't really, most of my social interactions were through CoiLib. With the other interns here, I would go on some trips. When I first arrived here, I started out doing web development. There were already some other interns working on a project to create a database and a website to use that database in order to input and store data about a farm nearby. And I took part in that project. I made a website you can use to input and edit data. I designed a database and I connected the two. So if you put something into the website, it actually gets stored into the database. And that was the first web development project I had really done. I'd learned a little bit about it in my studies, but I hadn't actually applied that knowledge before. So I would say I learned a lot, especially about more practical application of my skills. Where you take a lot of shortcuts maybe that I didn't know about before. Then afterwards, I asked to do something else because I was okay, I did some web development, and I want to learn something new. And I started on an app. There's CoiLib, the place where I intern, has a radio station and they have an app. But they wanted some new features, some changes. So I got to experience the whole process, as in I talked to the people who want the app about what they want, what the requirements are. I thought about how to implement that, which language to use, and I made the app, which also was a very interesting process. Once again, I made a very simple app before, but the first, a little more sophisticated app I've ever made, and once again I learned a lot about the process. I think in general I grew both as a person and professionally by coming here. I applied a lot of my knowledge in a practical way, which I just hadn't done before, which definitely helped me, one in terms of confidence that I can learn new stuff pretty quickly with the foundation I got through my studies, but also just having a better idea of what it actually looks like if I work in the IT sector. And then as a person, just the whole experience, being in a completely new environment where you don't know anyone, getting to know new people, which all, the people at CoiLib were all very nice, very welcoming. So it's an interesting experience seeing the different levels of comfort, I guess. I found a place where I could be useful, but still that was maybe the most memorable time here, just because it was all new, a little bit overwhelming. It's also I leave the gate, right, of Egerton University, and there's cars you can take, taxis and matatus, so a local transportation. And if I leave, there's gonna be 5 people talking to me, right? It's just overwhelming at the start. They use a mix of English and Swahili, and the start was a little bit overwhelming, but because of that also the most interesting and memorable. Afterwards, like a more recent highlight, I went to eat nyama choma with a few other interns, which was delicious. Yeah, it's just all around a good experience. I would definitely recommend it.